star player for two mediocre ones. Who makes that kind of deal?
Things are gonna be rough for a while. Lodge has wounds that need healing.
I will be monitoring everyone's vitals for signs of continued trauma.
Rough mission. Rough mission.
Always good to see another match.
I hope Akila said.
Your abilities are...
Keeper Aquilus, can we have a moment?
Ah, Mateo. It's been too long. How are your parents? Your mother still struggling with that azalea garden?
No, she figured that out a while ago. Had to adjust the pH levels in the soil. But, Keeper, I didn't come to catch up.
Oh. Well, what's on both your minds?
We need to talk about unity.
Oh. Yeah. How humanity comes together. How we are to love each other, even as our universe becomes even more complex.
That's not exactly what we mean. Keeper, when you talk about unity, well, does it mean anything else? Something secret?
Perhaps you should talk about this inside.
Ah, yes. They build a monument to the people they lost, but not the people they killed.
Now that we have a little privacy, why don't you tell me exactly what it is that brought you two here?
Started with the discovery of these anomalies, the artifacts.
They're like nothing we've ever seen, Keeper. Gravitational distortion, sub-audio harmonic sequencing, unidentifiable energy fluctuations.
I caught half of that. So, these things are unusual? Even in your experience? There have always been mysteries that seem to defy our understanding of the universe. Beyond rational thought. We enter life as an act of someone else's faith in us. There's no way of knowing who we will become, and yet the risk is made anyway. So you've pushed into the unknown, not knowing where it would take you. And it's brought you here.
We know it's a stretch, but we hope you can help us.
I think I can. If you're willing to find your way in the dark for a bit longer, I can give you a path to discovering its meaning. There's an old story, far older than the Sanctum Universum, of someone who walked the settled systems and saw every corner of it. This pilgrim claimed he found the true meaning of unity. I always thought of it as just a parable for trying to bring humanity together, but maybe it's more.
Let's hear the story then. There must be more to it.
In my story, the pilgrim met the founders of the House of Enlightenment and the enigmatic cult of the Varun, and he gave them each a part of the truth. Then he goes to his final resting place to live out the rest of his days in contemplation of infinitum addendum, his addition or contribution to the infinite. But what if the story isn't a metaphor, but a code? A way of finding the pilgrim again, or at least his grave.
Infinitum addendum. That's an odd saying, very specific.
Yes, something must be there. I just can't put my finger on it. Maybe the answer will become clear when we have more. The House of Enlightenment and Varun have versions of this story.
Fine, I'll go talk to them.
The Enlightened work out of the well here in New Atlantis, helping the poorest citizens find a better life for themselves. Varun worshippers are more enigmatic, but there is a lone zealot that was captured recently for attacking UC ships. I visited her a couple of times. Hopefully, she'll be willing to talk to you as well.
I'll stay here with the Keeper. We need to catch up. And I wouldn't mind asking him a few more questions.
Sure.
Aquilus has seen so much. Just glad the spaceport is fixed now.
You know, I went to chef school. This ain't exactly where I saw myself.
A visitor?
Hello.
I have all the company I need.
I know you've talked to the to Keeper Aquilus about the Varun faith.
He knows not the truth. He sends another to ask more incessant questions.
That's me.
Few are willing to accept the truth, but at least he has reached out to you.
The Great Serpent waits in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust. That is the truth. No more, no less.
Keeper Aquilus spoke of a pilgrim. I need to know more about him.
If the Keeper has been to see you, perhaps he has mentioned it?
Yes, I have spoken to your Keeper about this. I will tell you what I told him. and then you will leave me. Jinan Varun meets the unbeliever. He gives false prophecy to Jinan. But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, he does not hesitate. He cuts the unbeliever down. But the unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on. Remember these 4 battles, Jinan, the unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy, and delivers the killing blow. That is all.
I need to know what the meaning of the word unity.
I have heard of no such thing. If it exists, it is a shadow that the Great Serpent casts to deceive the faithless.
I think I understand.
Then we are done. Leave me.
That seemed a little
I
rootless.
would like a chance to talk to you.
Ugh. What?
I have been thinking about us
Yeah?
as a couple?
Yeah?
I am not sure of the terminology. Our relationship, let us say.
Funny. I think about you all the time, too.
I would expect nothing less. You and I, we come from such different backgrounds. I cannot really know all that you have been through, and you are not House Varun.
Is that a problem?
The foundational belief of my life, the one you do not share. Do you not see a problem?
We each bring something unique to the relationship. That's a good thing.
I am not suggesting otherwise. This does not work if I am not honest, if I will not speak plainly what is on my mind. As much as I love you,
She wants to convert
and
me.
I do, I cannot help but wonder what the future holds for us, given all that I know to be true.
You don't have to worry. I'm not going anywhere.
No, that is not my concern. I trust that you will stay with me. When the Great Serpent returns, I know I will be by his side as one of the promised. But you are not like me. You are not House Varun. Your fate, as much as it pains me, is sealed. I have tried to not worry myself over it, but I cannot stop thinking about it. What future can we have if that is the inevitable end?
And just what is my fate?
Non-believers will be lost in the Great Serpent's shadow for all eternity. Jinan Varun himself told us this.
Maybe the Great Serpent could make an exception for me.
I pray regularly that that is the case, but I cannot believe it will come to pass. I have never expected you to share my beliefs. You cannot possibly. And I will not fault you for that. I do want to be with you, but there are moments I find myself grieving for you already, knowing that you will be lost. How can I possibly move past this?
What's the alternative? We pretend like we don't feel this way about each other?
I could not possibly do that. I see what you are saying.
Nothing lasts forever. That doesn't mean it isn't worth it.
I do not wish to argue, but the Great Serpent is indeed eternal. Still, I see what you are saying. I just hate to think of anything coming between us, whether now or in the future. But you are right. I need to focus on what is in front of me now. Not something I have no control over. Thank you for talking me through this. It only serves to remind me how much you mean to me. How deeply I care about you.
I think it's time we make this official.
Really? You continue to surprise and amaze me. I am at a loss for words.
I was kind of hoping that yes would be in there somewhere.
Of course, yes. Yes, I want that too. My culture deals with this so differently than I have seen in the rest of the settled systems. I need some time to consider what would be an appropriate, equivalent gesture. But do not mistake that for hesitation. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I will not let you go for a moment. If you have the time, I wish to speak to you.
Again?
I need you to know how much it means that you came for me. There is no way to properly thank you or to repay you for what you have done. I quite literally owe you my life.
I'm so glad I was able to get to you in time.
As am I. As grateful as I am, it is hard to feel that my life does not come at too great a cost.
There's no going back now.
No, there is not.
I'm hoping I get a raise after this.
Maybe now is not the best time for jokes.
Oh,
Sarah's
so-
loss is a huge blow to Constellation. And to each of us personally. But it could have been so much worse if you had not acted.
We can't let it end like this.
We cannot, and we will not. We will press on. We will continue our search, and we will learn what these Starborn are trying to keep from us. Now we truly know the stakes are too high to do anything else.
Huh. Your file here just says you.
Well, let's go to the Enlightened. I actually picked Enlightened as my trait, which I thought it was something else. I didn't know it was like Space Atheist. So I'm not super happy. I've spent like 100 some hours on this character just to just to have this happen, but whatever.
But no one's doing anything about it.
As a tracker agent, my duty is to inform and advise.
I'm not much for prayer.
If it's about the financial or food assistance programs, we are backlogged. Don't worry, we're doing everything we can. Oh, we're not. Sorry. Can I help you?
Yeah, I was just raised it. I don't want to be like a part of it. Keeper Aquila sent me. I need to talk about the Pilgrim.
We understand that you are busy, but this might be important. Anything you could tell us would be helpful.
Listen, I've talked about this with him a ton of times, and there's no record of a Unity pilgrim. But since you both insist, our early records are mostly administrative. Humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilus is describing.
Let's hear it.
A man walks into the first House of Enlightenment. The founding members just call him the Drifter. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the Drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of two that.
Maybe there's a hidden message in what he was saying.
Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more hesitation being openly atheist in the early days. I think they were experimenting with writing their own scripture. Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. After the records of the Drifter end, you never see anything like it again.
Thank you. You've given me a lot to think about.
Always happy to help. If you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of aid efforts to coordinate. Oh, hey, actually hold up 1 second. You're part of the Enlightened, right? Here, little practical aid from your friends in the movement.
I think there's like a chest or something for me here too. Somewhere. Unless that thing he gave me is the only... That's not even better than what I got. Looks cool though. It looks a hell of a lot cooler than the one I got.
I think he may be trying to take a leap.
It's kind of cool with the gas mask.
Too much on? Literally.
Yeah, this place sucks. Pissed. Well, let me do it.
They're always about a
I've got limited resources. We're no reliant medic.
Why is it not working?
Listen, I've seen that show.
Hi.
Guess I'm just going back to the lodge.
Dealing in art is more exciting.
Oh, please, take a look. Appreciate the business.
The first time I came to New Atlantis, I met Thomas. Thought it was absolutely
Well, you're back. What did you learn? Was there something hidden in their stories, like we thought?
The Enlightened used the word second and two.
Planets are often named by number. That second might mean the second planet in the system. What else did you learn?
I spoke to the Varun Zealot. She said Janan fought 4 times over 120 days.
If there really is a location the Pilgrim wanted us to find, those do sound awfully like coordinates. Was there anything else?
In your story, the Pilgrim contemplates an Amphibium addendum. That must mean something.
Yes. What he added to infinity. Maybe that points to a name. If we're looking for his resting place, we'd need to know the name of the star system, wouldn't we? Let's see. We have something that could be coordinates. Something that could point to a planet in the system. But what's the name of the system? Infinitum addendum. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dumb. Well, that's certainly how I feel.
Indum, that's the name of a star system.
Yes, that's it. The second planet in Indum, at 4 and 120. That's where you'll find the Pilgrim's resting place. And from there, maybe you'll find the true meaning of unity. Before you go, you've now spoken to many different perspectives in our universe. In a way, you'll be carrying their philosophies with you on this journey. I know you're looking for a specific unity, but if you had to guess what it was, what interpretation would you give it?
There's something sacred out there, bringing everything together.
Ah, but what makes something like that holy? gravity is also a force that brings things together. Should that be sanctified?
Isn't it already sanctified? Doesn't the sanctum have grav pilgrims?
Yes and no. We believe God is out there waiting for us in the universe, and that the grav jump will bring us closer. But is gravity itself an article of faith? What do you think?
Yeah, gravity is a miracle, just like life itself.
And so you think this word unity describes a similar miracle? The processes of the universe are all in accordance with some greater intent.
Where does one draw the line between science and revelation? I think we must be careful in how we describe things.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. This has been fun, I have to admit. Go, find your truth.
Let's go find my truth.
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship. Well, that was fun. Pilgrim's Rest. What does your scanner reveal?
I guess I just look around for him. Something tells me he's not here. Today in a soft voice, my assistant asked me if there was anything above the Unity. It was all I could do to keep from shouting that I could scarcely comprehend the misunderstanding that would lead to such a question. It was asked honestly, and I answered as best I could, but even my closest confidant here can fail to grasp the most basic things of these truths. And I'm bothering to explain any of it to any of them? Every word drops from my mouth, gets gobbled up, misheard, misremembered, misunderstood, and mistranslated before I can issue the slightest clarification. People are necessary, but people are madness. I attempted to withdraw and to go off alone to commune with Unity on my own. They followed. Of course they followed. At last, a bit of peace. A piece of peace. Is that anything? Is that funny? Am I trying to be funny? Have they driven me mad at last? Is there any difference between writing to myself and talking to myself? The former certainly seems more acceptable than the latter. I recall again that my mind is my own, and that even if it only exists, that is sufficient for me to believe in everything else. The Unity has restored me once more. This time I can act alone, for now. Myself is a formidable opponent. I should have expected as much, but vanity is, thankfully, not among my vices. Regardless, it turns out time spent in solitude is, in my case, time with a very sick man, or whatever it is that I have become. I do not like this person. What is happening? Looking for more books, I guess. What is this thing? Incredulous simplicity of mundane humans never cease to amaze me. My worst instincts, the evil spirit, draw me towards a form of contempt for them, but I remember that I am privy to that which they are not. I cannot and should not judge them for the lack of vision when I know very well that the blinders which obscure their sight. I once wore them myself. After all, I hope for their sake that they may someday understand, but for my sake I wish to be left alone. More goodies? Not really. Pilgrim's computer. Unlock personal room. If you came seeking right answers, you will know the question. What is the Unity? I return your question with a question. If you have read my writings, what burden is people? People are necessary, but people are madness. Who is a formidable opponent? Myself. Where is the most enduring contentment from? I didn't pick up that book, I guess. Alright. I don't know what the correct answer is. I might never. Increasingly, though, I am comfortable with not knowing. The more I reflect on being here, in this world, in this time, the more I can think it is precisely where I need to be. This time will be different. It won't be about me, so I won't have to run. I can actually build something with intent instead of scrambling to fix something that the others could create in my name. It can be something beneficial. I am leaving behind the other person. This world has no place for him. Let him die. Let him live to enlighten and bless the universe before me. You have found the end of my journey, but to know everything you must find its beginning. Isla 2, the island hides the scorpion, and the scorpion's sting hides the truth. What does this mean? Over encumbered. Let's get rid of something. All the way out here, eh? I think, yeah, we've been to Isla 2 for, something. Yeah, Aaron's camp. Ancient ruins. Let's get going. I don't like you.
Clearly some connection to the creatures in the area.
They're just standing there and guarding it. They're not attacking me. That's fine, I'll take the XP. Pretty wild looking. Now, what do I want to get next? Probably this. Scorpion sting. Am I supposed to get that light in this hole? Oh, nope. That was it, I guess. Alright, well now I'm going somewhere else. Orbrum Prime. I don't think I've ever been here.
Any adventure you
Oh.
can fly away.
It can't be. You found me.
Yes.
Then have I made the right choice in letting you go?
Time for round 2 then. Surrender or be destroyed.
I yield, Constellation. You should come aboard. There's another Starborn here who is very interested in meeting you.
I can speak for myself.
Huh.
Constellation ship, you weren't invited to this meeting, but much of our conversation has been about you. It's only fitting you should join us. I will personally guarantee your safety as long as you come in peace.
And think of it as a ceasefire meeting. Your one shot at getting those answers you must desperately want.
Huh. Fine. I will begin docking procedures.
Good. See, we can all get along. For now.
Though he killed Sarah.
Hello. Again.
I know that kind of laugh. We should not have come here.
You remember the emissary, perhaps? And their ship, the Helix? I believe they ambushed you above Neon and demanded that artifact you worked so hard to gain.
Thank you for the stellar introduction. Your success is unprecedented. Before you came, we were just discussing how continued use of force against you is unwise.
Huh. Damn right it is.
I don't think your patient counselor act is working on them.
We are not a monolithic people. The Starborn are individuals. Some are united in cause. Others are in it for themselves.
We are all in it for ourselves. Some of us are just more honest. The emissary threatened your ship, demanded you hand over your artifact. How is that so different from what I did?
We needed to warn you off. Every encounter with one of our kind could spell disaster.
For whom, exactly? I say whoever can collect them should.
That doesn't justify murder.
It seems the Starborn do not share that value.
And who gets to say that? You? Me? The emissary? I have debated morality for near infinity, and all I have found are groups of people enforcing their will on others. Rules and laws spoken as principles, but backed by arms and violence.
Enough. We have more to discuss. The Unity. You are on the path to it. It is a place, a gateway. It is where we were reborn.
You've really come a long way since the Welcome to Constellation speech, haven't you?
Huh? This is some kind of cruel trick.
I'm not who you think I am. This universe is only the first one you've been to. I've seen hundreds.
What?
Where I came from, I was the one who ran to the Eye. I left you behind to protect the artifacts, and the Hunter killed you.
One of me, at least.
I collected the remaining artifacts, and they opened the way to the center of my universe, and the doorway to an infinite number of others. That is the Unity. When I stepped into it, I became a Starborn. It's how I've entered other worlds, including yours.
But both of you are trying to keep people from it?
I have to. This is bigger than all of us. All the artifacts are needed to complete the Armillary and open the way to the Unity. In every universe, the Starborn fight over them. Innocent people die. You've witnessed the power granted by the temples, the anarchy that can be unleashed. Someone has to decide who should get them.
Here it comes. The emissary tells you only the worthy should enter heaven.
You're twisting what I mean.
They're hypocrites. They use the chaos caused by the hunt for the artifacts to establish an order where they decide who's worthy. I attacked your lodge because I wanted the artifacts, and you held me off. You got away. That wasn't some morality play. You didn't survive because of righteousness. You won because of persistence, luck, and skill. As I have done countless times.
I was also human once. But what does it matter who or what I was when eternity is within your grasp?
Keeper Aquilus? No, some other version of the same person?
You're learning. My other self wants you to walk the path he walks. To give up. To appreciate the universe you have. Easy for a person who's seen everything, done everything. I think you should see it for yourself.
You've never come this far. Not in all the universes I've seen. The path to the Unity is opening to you.
You're going to tip the scales one way or another. Better your hand be on one of our sides.
So I help one of you, we combine the artifacts and enter the Unity?
Bingo.
How can you believe you can trust him?
I want a truce between all three of us. Give you some time to think over which approach to the Unity is the one you want. Mine, or the Hunters.
Yes. Let's see how willing you are to live under someone else's rules. Just remember, one of us isn't trying to judge you. You might think the emissary is on your side, but your persistence is what forced them to tell you the truth. Remember that.
I know.
The Unity is meant for whomever can get there. Don't fall for that talk of worthiness.
What is the Unity to you? Why kill for it?
Whoever created the artifacts and built those temples is playing a game with us. One whose prize is access to the center of all creation. There are no rules. Whoever gets all the pieces wins. And I've won. Over and over. I don't kill for the Unity. I find the easiest pathway to it.
Why did you attack us?
I've simply found that it's the quickest way. Talking, forming alliances, waiting for the right moment to commit theft. It's all so tiresome. I'll admit, you getting away has been the most interesting thing to happen in quite some time. As soon as I realized what had happened, I knew I needed to wait until this meeting with the emissary to decide what to do about you.
After you attacked the lodge, you let me go. Why?
To see what would happen, of course. You might not understand just how many times I've done this. Usually, you're the one who ends up dead, and whoever cries over your body goes on to become the emissary. Sometimes I manage to get you all bunched up and take care of the problem in one go. Sometimes the emissary has gotten to me first, and I never arrive. Hundreds and hundreds of variations of me, hacking through Constellation. And it's almost never you. You making it to your ship on your own. It's new. I took it as a sign. I don't get many of those anymore.
You called the emissary a hypocrite. Why?
They enter the Unity, take artifacts from others, employ force. All the things I do. I am many things, but I would never tell anyone what to do with their gifts. That is your decision, not someone else's. The emissary wants to become the judge of who gets to enter, but the Unity itself doesn't judge.
You had this meeting because of me?
No, we always end up having this meeting at this time. But it's the usual affair. Can we make peace? No. Oh, how tragic. Honestly, I was beginning to wonder why I kept attending. And it's bad habit I started a long time ago. Perhaps I just like meeting the emissary to gloat. But you have provided something quite new to talk about. Maybe you're a random die roll. Or maybe the Unity is finally responding to all my hard work.
I'm sure you have more questions. Ask.
What happens when you enter the Unity?
It's not an easy experience to describe, but the Unity will speak to you. Offer you the chance to become Starborn. You will be leaving this universe behind to be reborn. Everything you were before will be gone. Maybe that's why it offers the choice. Compassion? Or is it testing us?
Who was I in your universe? What was I like?
Different. I never know who you are when I meet a new version, but so much of you stays the same. It's hard. But each universe is precious in its own way. Mine will never have its original you in it again, as yours won't have its real me.
So you try to protect the artifacts, keep them from being abused?
You've seen the terror the Hunter causes. Every time a Starborn goes through the Unity, they get more artifacts, find more temples, gain more power. We can't let more like him abuse these gifts to destroy whatever's in their way.
What exactly is the armillary?
When all the artifacts are assembled, the device they create is called the armillary. In many ways, it's a model of the multiverse itself. Through it, you can reach the Unity. And from there, you can become Starborn.
I think it's time I left.
Before you leave, I want to give you something. A way to another artifact, but also a lesson in how dangerous they can be. Seek the moon of old Earth. There are secrets there you must discover for yourself. Here. To open the way.
Thank you. All I ever wanted was answers.
And I am sorry we have not always been forthcoming. I hope you will see what I have seen. You should also talk to your colleagues in Constellation. I am sure they have gathered more information on the remaining artifacts in the fringes of space. Part of me wonders what they will all say about what you have learned. But I will leave that to you.
Ah,